All right. I think we are ready to rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. NADCL continues tonight. We've got our second BO2 coming up now. I'm Ziori, being joined by Mason remotely. No camera, but he has a voice in the air. Mason, my man, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I love NA Dota, and I can't wait to watch these two titans of the scene duke it out.
Absolutely. Quick reminder, do you have your Dota TV mic open and enabled for all those viewers and listeners?
Yeah, let me double check that. I'm pretty sure I do, but one sec.
Never hurts to double check. We had it easy here when Jenkins and I were on the same mic. So anyway, that'll save us from all those complaints down the road. All those people that want to hear your beautiful voice. Mason, I've been a little absent since TI. I've taken a little bit of a break from Dota, just getting back into this season. What have you been up to, man? I feel like I've been off the pulse. What have you been playing? Just casting? Just watching? What's been on the docket for you?
Well, I've been taking it kind of easy. I've been pubbing mainly, trying to look for like the right fit team-wise. But recently I started dabbling in the casting with my boy Grant, and it went pretty well. So just doing a little bit more dabbling. I've been streaming, doing
Tight.
all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's good, man. It's always fun to do content with Grant. That's one thing I've learned.
He is a funny guy.
Yes. Have you had the pleasure of being in the same room as him and Slacks at the same time? It's
No, but
bananas.
that sounds pretty crazy. Sounds like I may get a contact high just being around them.
Yeah, they feed off of each other. It's kind of cute at first, and then it just becomes overwhelming as they create this feedback loop of whatever the magic it is that they have about them. But about these teams here, what are you expecting to see? Who's your favorite coming into it before we get too deep into this draft?
I know a good amount of these players from matchmaking and whatnot. KVH been around the scene a long time. Derp coming through. Like this guy's been around forever too.
Hmm.
I'd have to say Wheel is probably the favorites. I think I just know more of their players and they're a bit more experienced, but I think these two teams are on the same level, right? Like they both been, kind of pub teams and pub players and like all around similar rank, but I'd have to favor Wheel.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely don't recognize the names on Blue Pikachu as much. It's kind of difficult when the tags are a little bit varied and have so much extra stuff in them. But anything you can tell us about the Blue Pikachu side? Any pocket picks or anything that they do that stands out?
Yeah, actually, their Ray Lisa guy, that's crap, what's his name? The dude, what is his name? Zyori, man, I'm blanking out. I'm
I don't
blanking
know.
hard.
I wish I could
It's
help. I don't know.
ooh man, it's on the tip of my tongue. Okay, hold on.
Blue Pink.
Pix Leader. Okay, Ray
Okay.
Lisa is like Pix Leader. That's his name, and he plays mainly Storm, Lena, and TA. So he's their mid player. Probably the best player in that team. And yeah, so just watch out for him picking those heroes and making plays.
Okay. All right. Very good. Who is Chives?
Isn't that like an act? What is chives? Isn't chives a real word? Or am
Chives?
I
Well, it's
just?
it's like it's a thing you cook with, isn't it? Like onions and chives, chicken and
I mean,
chives.
I'm no Chef Boyardee, so
Okay.
I'll leave that to you, man. But
Gotcha.
yeah, I don't really know who chives is either. So well, I guess we'll just learn as we go here.
Interesting. Okay. Very cool. So we saw a lot of these heroes in the first series, except the ancient apparition. Where does old Frosty fit into the mix here?
Uh, I I ain't too big of a fan of this hero because like the meta right now is dual lanes, and I feel like in a dual lane, he's really so, kind of susceptible to getting gone on. In a tri lane, like the icy touch and all that is really good, like more stunned and slows. But yeah, he scales well though. His ult is always useful. It goes through BKB and whatever, so that's nice.
Yeah, that's true. What we got here, Alchemist and Tusk banned out by Blue Pikachu, and now Ursa and the Drow Ranger banned out by Wheel. Now right into the Pudge. Okay. Well, that's always exciting. A couple of big boys here for them.
This hero's I think it's kind of underpicked, but it is interesting that they picked Pudge and Ogre together because I feel like they're very similar. Melee supports who like buy style shield or whatever and just kind of frontline.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to see how they'll work out.
I mean, this is their support duo, right? Or is there any possibility that either of these could be a core beyond the 4 or 5?
I mean, Ogre offlane has been a thing kind of recently in NA. Universe played it in pubs. I think someone's played an official snaking, one of the qualifiers.
Okay.
So it could be Ogre offlane, but I guess we'll just have to see.
That's kind of an interesting curveball. I mean, they do have a lot of control with these three. Some pretty good setup. I guess Pudge and Mirana are two heroes that kind of need setup, but Ogre can sort of provide that.
Dude, Pudge is really fat. Look at him. Like, he's actually just got his fat hanging out of the side of his apron. Like,
yeah, he's got a
kinda
muffin
gross.
top going on. It's pretty
Yeah.
impressive. Well, another big boy here, the Elder Titan.
What is Elder Titan, by the way? Look at he's got like hair and he's got like hooves. Is he like a human, like a centaur?
Yeah, well,
Is that what
he's
they are?
pretty fucked up now, but I think he's based like in Warcraft, right? The Titans are like the big, like the Sargeras, those Kill Jaden motherfuckers. Like, I don't know how deep you go into Warcraft lore, how big of a Warcraft 3 fan you are outside of Dota, but I think Elder Titan's supposed to come from that aspect of like he's supposed to be massive. And then they kind of turned him into like a Draenei looking wannabe Archimonde thing, and then they tried to customize him for Dota, and now he's just an amalgamation of hideous lore where his hair kind of looks like horn. I don't know. That's a
You sound like you know. It actually sounds like you're. I don't know if you're bullshitting or not, but it sounds like you're spot on. So I'll just go
well,
with
like
you.
I know up to that point, but like, what is he supposed to be now? He's just like a fucked up Titan, you know. So he's
looks
without
like
identity.
Looks like he has butterfly wings too.
Yeah.
It's cute.
But and now the Storm Spirit for Blue Pikachu. So I don't know. Is this a good Storm game? It's like they don't have a lot of control, but they also aren't lacking control.
Like I said, their mid player is Pix Leader, and this guy is a Storm spammer. I think he's the kind of person who says, "Oh man, yeah, this is a great Storm game," when it's really not a great Storm game. It's pretty good versus AA though. ET as well. No guaranteed lockdown from the supports on the side of a wheel. It's okay. It's not terrible. Not a terrible Storm game.
Okay, well now Necrophos, so another big finisher. I kind of like this Blue Pikachu squad. I feel like they've just got some good setup, some good frontliners for this Storm and Mirana to jump around, be elusive, and still do a lot of damage, like a lot of good peel. I'm just looking at this Ancient Apparition, and he just looks like food for all of these heroes.
Yeah, it's we don't really see this hero that often for a reason. It's just really squishy, susceptible to getting gone on. You know what I'm saying, Zay, right?
Hell yeah, man. The Elder Titan's got some pretty decent setup. You know, he's got some delay. He's pretty good around the Roche pit and those kind of fights.
Yeah, that's one thing they have going for them. Excellent Roche scouting with AA and ET.
Is that enough, though? Final bans, Ember Spirit, as well as the Bloodseeker. And now we'll see the last pick. Ooh, the Anti-Mage. So classic against the Storm.
Yikes.
But, oof. I don't know. Still just a lot of control, a lot of big damage.
Man, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like they have last pick here on Blue Pikachu, and they can pick like something like Troll, and it just owns Anti-Mage. Like Anti-Mage is only good versus Storm, and even then, it's like not that good. This hero is just so slow. It's just so slow. I don't know. I'm not feeling this at all, and I feel like if it's Ogre offlane, he will get absolutely crushed in lane, like unbelievably crushed.
Yeah.
This is Mirana carry. I mean, it could be Mirana carry. I'm not sure, but I feel like I don't know. I just don't like AM. I don't think it's a very good hero. But I guess we'll have to see what Blue Pikachu picks here. Last pick. Go for a carry or something else.
Any other thoughts besides the Troll in terms of anti-mage hard counters?
Terrablade's is really good. Ursa's really good, but they banned those. Maybe they were expecting Blue Pikachu to pick Storm in this phase. Because, like I said, if these guys know Pix Leader, this guy literally only plays like Storm, Lina, and TA. So maybe they were setting up for this one for a while, this AM pick.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm struggling to see how this wheel wreck lineup is really gonna come online. I think all three of their cores are a little bit slow unless they're playing from ahead. Like Necro and Tiny are great when they're dominating the lane, when they're ahead, and they might be able to in their lanes for a little while, depending on how it's set up. But it's going to be hard to hold on to that momentum. And then their 4+1 to try to make space for this anti-mage. It's a little clunky. The Tiny doesn't really want to fight until he has specific items. He needs those mobility tools. You look at Blue Pikachu, it's like Marana, Pudge, Marana or an ogre is like they're ready to rumble pretty much any time. Anytime Storm gets a rune, he's ready to fight alongside the ogre and Pudge, right?
Yeah, I'm just thinking of I want like some high tempo hero for Blue Pikachu here, like a Weaver or a Troll. Oh, they banned Weaver, so I think they're struggling a bit too.
How about
I
PA?
feel like PA could be pretty good. You just have to worry about the burst. Yeah, like if you get through the mid game, you're solid, like no doubt, because their burst and whatnot.
Ooh.
Thanks. Okay.
So not the offlane ogre, kind of like we were thinking.
Yeah, Versatile is their offlane player, I believe. So this will not be an Eternal NV5 axe. This will be a offlane axe.
All right, we've got a Pudge Arcana to boot. How perfect. So what do you think about the axe pick? I kind of like it. I think it gives them another nice piece of lockdown that just makes KVH's life that much harder.
Yeah, as a anti-mage, you always have to worry about axe. They're at all stages of the game. It's a good anti-carry hero. You just buy the blade mail and blink in. It's guaranteed lockdown, guaranteed they'll hurt themselves a lot. So, it's a solid pick. I don't disagree or anything with it. It's pretty nice.
All right. Well, always interesting when the team you kind of favor on paper, you also feel like has maybe a weaker draft to level things out a little bit. So Blue Pikachu with a pretty good-looking lineup, but will they be able to execute? What are the positives of this wheel wreck lineup? Is there a world where this anti-mage will get a space and become hard to deal with?
I think it's gonna be pretty hard, man. Like I don't believe in this hero. I think this hero is dog shite, to be honest. Like
Okay.
I think he's super slow. Like even versus Storm, man, I don't feel it. I feel like they're just gonna call this anti-mage. They don't have the greatest save in the world. Yeah, I don't know.
Are there any scenarios where you think AM is viable?
Honestly, not really. Maybe if the other team has like Zeus offlane, mid Storm, and then some like slow carry here or something. I don't know, something that doesn't threaten AM. But like you need like int offlane, int mid for AM to be good. I feel.
All right. I don't know. I feel like I haven't really seen AM all that much, so I just don't know what to expect. My gut wants to agree with you though. I mean, what is this going to be like, an Axe Ogre offlane against an AA anti-mage? I mean, that's going to be a slaughter. It's
Yeah. I don't know which one of them is the 4 and the 5. Ogre could go offlane, Ogre could go safe lane. Same with Pudge, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see how they line this one up.
All right, let's get my spectate going here. And we'll have another pause. The classic, dude. NA pause to get things started.
Yeah, this is lovely. I love it.
I've got a great tip here.
I don't know why people do this. This kind of shit like pisses me off, Zuri. What about you, man? Like
what, these kind of
okay,
strat pauses?
They're ready. Yeah, okay. I was thinking like this was gonna be a 3-minute pause. Like this guy's like going to the bathroom, like washing his face, like calming himself down. Okay, they both said they're ready, but they're not. Okay, yeah, of course. Yeah, here's another bathroom. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I need to go to the bathroom.
I mean, I think it's easier for you to say that it pisses you off because you're a fellow player and you can call out your brethren for, activities that you disagree with. I've always found it difficult as a caster to be like, man, fuck this guy. He's going to go to the bathroom right as we're starting this game. I don't think that's a good look as a caster. I assume that people have their reasons. Maybe he's got the squirts, maybe he had some bad guacamole.
Squirts.
Well, I mean, who am I to judge if somebody's got to use the bathroom in some sort of emergency scenario? When you gotta go, you gotta go.
That is true. Just go in your pants. Wear a diaper like a real man.
It depends on how hardcore you are, I guess. What sort of sacrifice you're willing to make on a personal level to make sure this game starts on time, because God forbid we wait.
Yeah. Have you ever worn a diaper, Zary?
I
Like,
mean,
as
as
an
a
adult?
baby, yeah. I mean,
As an adult?
no. For in what situation would I have worn a
God.
diaper?
Don't shame people, man. Sometimes that's their thing. Like,
No, oh, you mean like
just
a
have some
fetish
respect
thing?
for it.
Are you asking me just on air if I'm
No.
into like diaper stuff?
I mean, I don't know.
Or do you mean like a functional, have I worn a diaper because I thought I might piss myself and I need some
Both.
absorption?
It's everything. Okay, looks like we got some action here on
Oh.
top. Okay, we whiffed the arrow though, so
Close.
close.
All right, we got Shives down here, ring around the rosy. Uh-oh, this Pudge. He's going to be in some trouble. He's getting whomped pretty hard. Derp's got some snowballs. There's the tree trunk. And now in comes the Ogre. I think Shives is going to make it away. Marana putting some clicks into the Elder Titan. Man, this is a battle of the big boys here. The arrow now onto Elder Titan. Oh, no, he's going to fall. This is a first blood. And it's going to be the Marana that gets the bonus gold. Sick hook. Shives is going to get the rune.
Huh, what are they doing with the lanes here? Okay, so
Oh,
wonder
that
okay,
arrow.
another arrow.
Well, Derp's going to go down. This is a pretty darn good start for Blue Pikachu.
Yeah, giving both kills to the bottom too if he doesn't miss a kill here. Yeah, this bottom's gonna have a great time. Basically, like they should let him use the courier. Should communicate with his mid laner that he has all this gold from these kills, but yeah, this bottom's gonna have a great time top. It's gonna start with like so much damage, double Wraith Band or something, Aquila basically.
Yep. So Tiny on Storm in the mid lane. Down bottom right now, it's a solo Necrophos against the safe lane Axe. And up top, whoa, Ogre, he's getting low, and that's actually going to be a kill going the way of the the Ancient Apparition. As the Ogre goes in too deep.
If you play Ogre or any melee support, please, if you're listening to this cast, you're a Dota player, buy Stout Shield. I don't know why this guy doesn't have a Stout Shield. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense, literally.
He can't afford it. He's getting regen. He had to get that.
Can't afford it. He could definitely afford it. He could definitely afford to start with this area. Let's not be like that.
Well, I mean, he had to get the Sentry.
Okay. It's interesting that they're not bothering to swap lanes and everything's okay. I'm not sure how Necro versus Axe does, like, but I feel like Necro should win this lane pretty handily. But maybe there's something I don't know. Maybe it is pretty even. It's a player skill thing.
Well, the Axe did have to go back already. He's got the shield triple mango, so a lot of regen. He does have a little bit of support from the Pudge. Yeah, I think as long as Necro can get rid of the battle hunger, it should be pretty easy.
Yeah.
Hook.
Oh!
Not going to be the play. All right. Well. Mid lane, Storm, Tiny. How does this matchup go? This is one that I feel like it should be better for Storm, but it actually ends up kind of okay for Tiny. Just as I bring it up, the Tiny gets the solo kill under the tower. My Lanta.
This is a great matchup for Tiny. He should definitely win it. I don't know about super handily, but definitely win it. And that's terrible for Blue. Okay, my dog's actually barking. Hold on 1 second. Take over.
All right. Well, Storm's going to head back to lane. We see some more action up top as the Ogre and Elder Titan trade blows, but no kill will come out. The Necro continuing to put a lot of pressure on this bottom lane. Now level 3, Axe soon to ding 3 himself, and we'll be able to clean up this wave. But Necro with a pretty decent CS advantage. And you can see some pretty unrelenting right clicks coming out, keeping Versatile at bay. Only 1 Tango remains for the red man Axe. Pudge. Well, we'll see what he can do. Still only level 2 himself. And whoops-a-daisy. Missed that one up top. T-Tors indeed. It's going to be a dead Elder Titan. Marana and Ogre looks like they might have had an arrow fire blast combination. Easy pickings. Pick up the Axe down bottom. Necro. They're going to trade 1 for 1. Derp. Not going to be able to finish off Chives as he makes it into the trees. Back up top, KVH getting pressured now, but there's an Elder Titan in the mix. Stun from the Ogre. Marana, not enough mana for an arrow. And back in the bottom lane, Chives and Derp going at it. No deny comes out. Derp will have the damage. Axe getting body blocked, not quite able to find the Ancient Apparition. Healing Salve going to do some work. Now the Cold Feet have been cast, and the Axe is getting dangerously low. He will make it back to safety, but it's a close one.
Alright, I am back.
Cool. So
Yeah, I was going to say,
Oof.
it should be a disaster mid, but I come back and Storm's winning in CS, because he used his TP to try to get out, but still died.
Yeah.
So, not sure what's going on, but what's going on, Zuri? Is top winning?
Well, there's been a lot of actions in the side lane. They've traded down bottom, and up top they just killed the Elder Titan, and we're putting some pressure on the anti-mage. So Blue Pikachu are still looking to be in an okay position, but they actually don't have a net worth lead. I think this off lane for Wheel is actually going pretty well. Necro is continuing to pressure the Axe.
Yeah, as expected, but as unexpected, this Mirana is losing in CS pretty heavily.
Yeah, it's been a constant battle, and this Elder Titan's been doing stuff exactly like this, just breaking it up with the Stomp. Now the Tiny's going to rotate. A lot of pressure coming the way of the Ogre. He's going to try to make it back to his tower. They're going to dive it, the toss forward, and Anti-Mage will hit him with those blades. A little more mana stolen from the Mirana. Blink back to safety as they secure the Bounty Rune. Things coming up Wheel once again.
A bit critical, man. Like, this Ogre should have Stout, this Mirana should have a stick, a wand versus AM. It's really crucial because, you know, he burns all your mana, but you can get a, you know, nice surge back and use a spell or something. Definitely didn't itemize correctly for this lane, I feel. Maybe that's one of the reasons why it's going so poorly.
Yeah, stick definitely feels pretty crucial here. Storm Spirit, though, is now level 6. Key moment for Blackpink, Gray Lalisa, or Pixel Eater. He's gonna get a double damage.
Did you say Pixel Eater?
Yeah, isn't it? Is it Pixel? What is it?
Pixel. It's like like a picture, and then leader. Pix Leader.
Pix Leader.
Pixel Eater.
I thought you were saying Pixel Eater, dude. I was like, damn, that's a badass name. He's just eating pixels.
Cool. This kid's really cool. Oh wait, okay, Am just blinked in, huh? Top lane.
Yeah. ET's dead. The AM is doing all right. You know, I feel like he's hanging in there. He's got his Ring of Health now, so he's got some regen. His Elder Titan's doing a good job throwing his body into the mess. Now mid lane, Storm trying to go hard onto this Tiny. The double damage rune, it's not quite enough. Does he have it? It's not there. Brink able to survive. Great use of the stick and bottle. Now back up top. More action. Elder Titan taking some decent damage, but it's actually the Axe that's rotated. The Cold Feet come out, and they'll go 1-for-1. Axe for ET, and now the Great Escape TP home from Mirana. She'll make it away. All right, it'll be a 1-for-1. 6-6. Relatively even. Mason, I got to ask you something. I suspect I know the answer.
Yeah,
how do you feel about these kind of cosmetics, like the Mirana bird that she's riding here? Are you into it? Do you like it? Is there anything that's over the line in the cosmetic realm for you?
I wish the cosmetics were more attractive, man. Like, you know, we got some ladies in the Dota scene, like some female heroes, like, you know, League of Legends, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I hear you.
They got some good stuff going on over there. Us in Dota, everything's like too realistic, right? Like this Axe has like an extra shoulder pad or something, and this AM has like golden blades. Like, you know, that's nice, but where's the draw? Where's the, you know, sex sells. It's a proven theory.
Okay, all right, I hear that. I was thinking more from the distraction, like that last fight. I saw those wings flapping around. I almost thought there was a Winter Wyvern there for a moment. It's like, oh wait, no, that's just Mirana flying around on her fucking bird. Now instead.
I don't know if I'm that zooted to mistake Mirana for Winter Wyvern, but I can see how you can make that mistake.
I think there's a couple helmets now where, like, if you've never seen it before and then you see it in a draft, you're just like, damn, why does DK look so weird? And you're like, oh no, that's just Troll wearing a helmet. My bad. You know, like there's a couple other like face masks that are just very, it's convoluted. You know.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you. Some of them are, I think it's getting a little bit more out there as time goes on, right? Like getting a little bit more colored, like colorful and whatnot.
Yeah, that's the natural evolution of it, right? It's a game of one-upsmanship. You always want to buy a cosmetic that's cooler than the last, so they got to get crazier with it.
They placed a sentry down mid just in time, by the way. Brink had an invis rune and would have one-shot the 50% HP Storm for sure, so that's nice. That was a good of Alrin, the Ogre player.
Down bottom, Chives here. He is level 6. We'll go ahead and drop the Dismember as the Mirana jumps in. Big damage on the Elder Titan. He gets picked first. Necro, level 6, but no Scythe. Kind of limited on damage output, and the Mirana will be just fine. Nice little pickup there. This Elder Titan struggling to do much of anything. 0, 6, and 3. 6 of the 8 kills that Blue Pikachu have picked up have indeed come to the Elder Titan.
Yeah, this hero used to see a lot more play. I'm not really sure why it's faded out of style a bit, but definitely, you know, gets in there. You stack these camps and get your whatever this spell is. What is this second spell called? Astral Spirit. You know, you get more damage the more creeps you hit. But yeah, he just gets in there.
Yeah.
But he's just feeding. He's apparently just feeding, getting in there and battling.
Well, getting in there up top. They will find a kill on the Axe. Anti-Mage gets credit for that, but Storm does come in to get a counter kill, ends a spree onto the Ancient Apparition, and he'll find his way into yet another double damage rune. No TP on him is down bottom. Dive coming. Chives with the Dismember under the tower. Actually going to be able to turn this around and make it a 1-for-1. Elder Titan will go down second. Ogre getting credit for that one. Now further dive into the tower. Mirana misses the arrow. Reaper's Scythe comes out. TP out from Tiny. Mirana unlikely to have the damage, and he will survive.
His middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower has
More space for this AM. Battle Fury. It's on the
Yeah,
way.
this she got some action mid here.
Yep. Dive now onto the Elder Titan. Again, this poor guy. Double damage rune. Ice Blast a little bit too late. Even AM TP's in. Not going to be able to do much.
Yeah, Blue Pikachu in a bit of trouble. Like, this Axe has like a 12-minute Vanguard. This is not what you want to see in your Axe player. He's gonna have like a 18-20 minute blink, and by then Anti-Mage should have like secured his Battle Fury and, you know, hopefully has a bit more room to farm.
Well, mid lane, this Tiny will get jumped on. They did miss the hook to get things started. Ice Blast will fly through, and maybe this will pick up a set of kills here. The Pudge very low. Storm also ticks down as the Cold Feet get used. Chives just barely going to survive through it, and we'll be able to use that stick. Now Derp in a little too far, takes a few tower shots, and this Ogre will try to beat him down. Nice sidestep on the hook, and it's
Holy
actually
shit.
Derp that gets the trade and brings down the Ogre.
Derp, God, dude, this AA pick coming in hot. Level 8 at 12 minutes, 2 big kills right there.
That Ogre is only level 5. Man, he just got schoolboyed.
Sorry, how do you feel about Necrocore? What do you think of this hero?
Well, I like Necro in general. It is one of my... Well, are we going to see a full fight here? No, this Chives on the way in. I think we're going to see Necro get eaten. Moonlight Shadow. Can the Necro survive? Absolutely not. I've played a lot of Necro. I've played a lot of off-lane Necro. I like him as a concept, but when you're playing him in the 1, I think it's a lot of pressure. You got to play this momentum game. You need to play crisp. It reminds me of kind of like Avenge 1 a little bit. Not as extreme, but you still have to play within this margin for error where if you're not up-tempo, if your Necro is not ahead, if that off-lane somehow manages to do well or their mid gets a haste rune and rotates, shit gets brutal real quick. So it always makes me feel a little risky. You know, if the team I'm cheering for picks that shit in a Game 3 elimination, my butthole gets a little bit tighter.
That's actually a really good analysis. I agree with a lot of what you said. Margin for error is very slim when you pick this Necro core.
But you're
few
a fan,
mistakes, and you
aren't
could just be a fan of Necro or a fan of what you just said.
No, like Necro core in general. Like I think of you when I think of Necro on the position 1 pretty
That
common.
ain't me, man. No. I'm a hater as well. I agree with you. Margin of error is very slim on this hero. You know, die a few
Okay.
times, you fall behind. Like, not that useful.
Yeah, it's tough, but it can look really good. In the games that it's hot, you can really slay. Axe down bottom, he's going to get cornered by 3, so that'll be a freebie here for the Necrophos. Another assist for the Anti-Mage. That's pretty nice.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Up top, a dive past the tower. Going to bring down the Elder Titan again. Maybe a trade on the Mirana. Brink can't quite get in vision, and that TP will be successful, but now Necro's joined the party, and Ogre will be another one that's left behind, I think. Brink with the toss forward. He finds the kill. Now on the other side, Pudge hops a dismember, but gets interrupted right next to the shrine. Easy kills for Wheel, and they regain the lead. More momentum for this Dire squad. Not a big net worth lead, but 14-14. They're Anti-Mage #1 on net worth. They've got to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'd like to see Storm maybe get a little bit more involved with some of what his team is doing. Like he's pretty farmed, second on the net worth. He has his Kaya. When you get Kaya in your treads and like level 2 ult, you're kind of good to go. You know, look for some plays, but he's just kind of farming. I don't know if you can just do that versus an AM though. But I guess we'll see. They do have the axe, like that's an answer, so maybe he doesn't feel too pressured.
It's Battle Fury really close now, just a couple hundred gold. Bottom now gets jumped on, and wowzers, it's a nice combo.
A lot of damage.
Pretty good. Orchid, not too far off for the Storm, about halfway there. Big toss down bottom. This Ogre. They're just throwing bodies away. I mean, this is going from bad to worse, it feels like. Necro, though, maybe in some trouble. No support inbound. Okay, definitely in a lot of trouble, and he's going down. Almost got a turn with that Reaper's Scythe, though.
Yeah, he did. That was pretty close.
Those are the kind of things I love about Necro. Those cocky bastards man up on you, and you get that turn.
Yeah, it always feels good killing a hero like Necro, because that shit's definitely low skilled and annoying flavors, so nice to put him in his place.
You know, I have to admit, one of the reasons I played a lot of Necro was because when I started playing Dota 2 after Han, I had played a lot of Soul Reaper, and he was a one-to-one port for the most part. Maybe not exactly, but like the mechanics I felt like were very easy to understand, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to play what I know, and I just became a Necro guy.
Soul Reaper wasn't Soul Reaper like base movement speed really fast though? I feel like he moved really fast.
Probably.
Just crazy.
Hey, they probably weren't one-to-one exactly, but man, this Ogre gets picked up again. Ancient Apparition connects on the axe. Decent hook into Dismember from the Pudge, but there is some follow-up, and this Dire team is going to continue the onslaught as they bring down 3. The Scythe onto axe, then the cleanup onto the Pudge. This Necro is rolling. Storm Spirit still farming very well, not getting caught up in that debacle. Actually pretty impressed at how well Blue Pikachu have continued to farm and kind of like make up for these misplays as they've lost so many bodies, but oof, the Dire are definitely not hurting. I still feel like Wheel are just in the commanding position.
Yeah, these 2 supports in the axe like keep throwing their bodies honestly at Dire. And yeah, the Storm and the Marauder is like, okay, you guys go feed, we'll go farm, you know. And I don't know, it seems like methodical, so it seems like they're planning this. They're like, okay, we're gonna run at them. If we get kills, we get kills. If we don't, at least 2 cores are farming. Not sure, I don't know, really think this Storm should get involved, but he almost has the Orchid, and there will be a window where AM will not have Manta for like a good couple minutes when he gets that Orchid, so maybe he's going to try something then, play really aggressive with his team.
Yeah. He has been getting a lot of runes. 2, and 2, a couple of those kills have been rune kills, but if you can grab Orchid with a haste, it's a great way to debut that shiny new killing tool. What's Necro building here? Ooh, a Dagon. Okay. Well, kind of defensive now into all-out aggression.
Looks like they're going to smoke on Dire here. Yeah, he's swapping it on the AA. Gonna cut around mid. I like this play.
See, Radiant pretty split right now. They've got 2 up top, the Ogre and the Mirana.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Might be able to find this Pudge here. Good ward placement behind the tower. Hoping somebody may walk by. Pretty good wards for the Radiant, though, as well, once this smoke's over with. I like the sentry. Make sure there's no vision nearby. Now they're going to set up onto the Pudge. Easy kill. Blink Dagger on Tiny. Makes that a no-brainer. And now they'll get that tier 1 mid. Very nice.
Is under attack.
Yeah, it took a bit long though. So Radiant's just been kind of farming the map while the 4 of them were like just huddled up mid for a good minute. Axe has Blade Mail now. No blink. He decided to go Blade Mail first, which is interesting. Not sure how he can get in there, but maybe he has an idea.
Moonlight Shadow, I guess, is a thought. Is it going to work, though? Going to charge forward, blink across, Brink misses the stun. Derp Derp caught by the axe, but he just gets turned on. Reaper's Scythe to finish it off, and that Blade Mail not going to help him. On the defensive, Blue Pikachu just trying to survive now. Ice Blast flies over and not going to connect. So kind of minimize their losses. They only lose 1, but far from ideal. That axe continues to suffer, losing some more unreliable towards that Blink Dagger.
You know, as bad as this Axe's farm is or whatever and all that, like he's still, you know, he's still Axe. He's still's gonna blink in there, Blade Mail call this AM at some point, and maybe, you know, maybe that's just enough. Maybe that's enough to, like, I don't know, propel them forward. Because AM is a really low HP hero, super low HP. He did go the 10 strength tile. I don't see many people do this, so that's interesting. Maybe did it versus Axe and Storm, you know, kind of like the burst right there.
Yep.
So we'll see if it pays off.
Feels like a good game for it. Got to be wary of the Dismember as well. He is making a lot of progress towards this Manta, and already just about has the ultimate orb with the Yasha in the inventory. So this window where Storm is supposedly going to be able to dominate him with the Orchid pretty rapidly closing. He's just going to go for a Lincoln's next, go for a survivability piece of his own. But this kind of mid-game stalemate, it feels like, definitely favoring the anti-mage. This is that point where the hard part's over. You know, you get your first couple items, and then it gets a lot more fun where you can actually participate a little bit, actually kill things.
Oh, this is super good. You said Necros is going Dagon. I checked. Yeah, that's what he's doing. But he switched it up. He went Yules, which is really good for Sax because when he blink Blade Mail calls, you know, you just Yules him, and your AM takes no damage.
Oh, okay.
So super good. Axe will have to get a BKB at some point to counter this.
Hopefully he'll get the Blink Dagger first. 1,800
Yeah,
gold, but
I don't know. I mean, the way this guy's playing, I don't know, man. Maybe he's gonna just rush BKB now that he sees his Yules in lane.
we'll see. I think he's going to have enough space here that he'll finally be able to get it. The Pudge also looking for a Blade Mail. He's picked up the Spirit Vessel. Blade Mail, then Pipe queued up for him.
It's a DD rune on Tiny. Tower should definitely go down. Both lineups can't do Roche super easily, so they can afford to kind of sit down here and play around bottom a bit.
Oop. Kill onto the Elder Titan. Okay, looks like they'll basically trade the Elder Titan for this bottom tower. Glyph is used. But like you said, easy peasy for Tiny. He's also pretty darn close to a Shadow Blade.
I like Marana's item choice here. You know, just the standard stuff, like you get your Maelstrom, you get your Damage Aim, then you get your BKB. He's had like a quiet, good game, right? Like 160 CS at 23 minutes, you know, 7-1-3, good stat line.
Yeah.
He's playing pretty well. Ryan Reed, .jab school. Good job, man. Proud of you out there.
I just, I don't know what that means.
What?
0 NA, Jab's cool.
You know, Jab's a Dota player, a European guy.
Yeah, yeah. He's just saying that
Yeah.
Jabs is cool. That's it.
Yeah, I think he's a Jabs fan.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't know Jabs had fans, but apparently he does.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
All
awesome.
right. I thought it had some deeper meaning or it was some reference I didn't get. It was just a literal like, Jabs is cool, man. All right.
Has anyone ever said you're cool, Zary? Like, damn, Zary, you're cool, man.
Not that often. I guess occasionally. It's happened probably once or twice.
I'll make it a third time. Zary, you're cool, man.
Well, gee, thanks. No,
Oh,
you.
Yeah, I am cool.
Well, you know what else is cool? This Basher coming out on KBH, man. I like it. This is a real man's item here.
Yeah, that's good. That's good for Sam.
Uh-oh.
For Storm.
Brink maybe in some trouble, or was it a great bait? The Earth Splitter already been used. Ogre Magi, but what a sleep. Connects on 3. Next level hooks.
What did Axe call there? Did you see that at the end?
That was just a frustration call. I was just letting the anger out.
I guess. Immediate smoke of a Shrine. I like when teams do this. Super good.
Oh, smoke the other way. Who will catch who? Chives makes it to the high ground. Brink gets hooked, but has the stun right as Versatile jumps in. Derp connects on 3. They bring down all 4. It's a clean sweeperoo. Marana, the only one not involved, but that Axe got completely shit on.
Yowzers. Yeah, they kind of just all walked in there and they got a huge A blast and got mana voided, and that was pretty much it. And yeah.
Oof. That was rough. They're going to get an unchecked Roche now. Easy kill. AM has the full Basher coming out. He'll have a second life. Not quite over yet, but that one really hurts.
Arrow connects on the Tiny.
He's got the Shadow Blade, though. Not going to be an easy target. I guess it will not be a totally unchecked Roche. They can't kill it quite as fast as I thought they could. KVH is getting really low.
Oh my
god. They actually killed the AM, and now they're going to wipe up these 3. This Roche gets handed over the other way. I spoke way too soon, Mason. That's a triple kill for the Potom. My boy Pixel Eater, man. He's dominating.
Oh my god, dude. It's so bad. It's so bad for the Dire, like...
Ooh, what the hell
I mean, like
just
I said,
happened?
these teams do not do Roche that well. Like, AM does not do Roche that well. Like, maybe back, like, 5 years ago when Roshan had mana, so you actually, like, mana burned him and all that, like, did massive damage to him. It was, like, easier, but that Roche was really slow, and it was a factor.
It really
And
was.
now we have a game.
Yep, that whole lead they just picked up is basically squandered. I mean, AM is still the top farmer. It's not that bad, but we're evened out. That's the Mjolnir now for the Marana, and an Aegis that she is pretty darn happy with. A big-time sign of life. Now Pudge is going to have his Blade Mail, and, well, God damn it, Axe is going to have another item in a couple minutes.
I really want to see Marana just ramp up the damage. Just go for it, man. Get like MKB Daedalus. Just go bonkers with this. Because I think he's gonna need to like scale properly. He's gonna have to like, if he gets a Daedalus and they call this AM, I actually think this AM could die in a call if he goes Daedalus. But looks like Pudge is just dying somewhere else on the map.
He's a little far forward there by himself, but KVH might suffer similar fate. I think they will be light on lockdown, and still a tier 1 tower down here. So even though Ogre is in pretty deep, going to be potentially hard to follow up on this. Axe does get the catch. There's the arrow, and they will find him. Very nice.
Yeah, like if you just let your guard down on AM and you aren't wary of where this Axe is, like, you know, like I said, this Axe, he just needs to use Blink Call, and if he catches this AM, it's kind of just game over. Like, it's so hard to live.
Yeah.
As AM versus Blink Call, Blade Mail. Just does so much damage.
Now they are going to grab that tier 1 in the bottom lane. There's a double damage rune in the Bottle of the Storm Spirit, who, by the way, has a Bloodstone now, so they're going to keep this train rolling. There's no buyback on the AM, down for 35 seconds. Pretty safe.
They're picking high ground.
They're going to commit to this tower, and yeah, I think you're right.
This is a good move. Don't back or anything. Who cares if you don't have your PUD? Just go for it. You have DD, no AM for 30.
Yep. And Pudge, he is going to repel this push. Tiny TPing home to the tier 4s. They force out the glyph. Still 15 seconds on Anti-Mage. This double damage rune with a lot of duration, and this will end up being a tier 3, it looks like. Going to be close as Storm jumps in, and down comes the Aegis. So far, pretty good trade for Radiant, but whoa, that Earth Splitter does a lot of damage. Axe will get dusted, left behind, and Necro going to give him the Scythe to make sure he spends some extra time in the well. Meanwhile, back in the base, Ogre trying to TP out. The Echo Stomp will be there. The Staple Gun will finish him off. So 2 go down, but not that bad given that they get a tier 3 for that. That's 3 towers in a row just knocked down by Blue Pikachu.
Yeah, I mean that was okay for both sides. They burned the Aegis and they got a few kills on Dire, but obviously Radiant got the tier 3. I think that's a pretty good exchange for both teams. Both teams are like okay with what just happened.
Okay. I guess Storm, okay, he's still at 15 Bloodstone charges. And Lincoln's going to be next for him. Oh, Tiny on the hunt. They'll find one. Hook away, actually grabs the Tiny, but it's where the Mirana leaps to. BKB might keep her alive. That Death Pulse is going to chase her down. They're going to focus on Chives for now. He'll do some decent return damage, but will not survive. Mirana still not out of the clear yet. The Stomp, oh, it falls short. 30 HP. I thought the Astral Spirit might actually be enough damage, but...
Yeah, that was weird. I feel like it did no damage.
Is
like
it only
70
level...
damage.
Is it only level
3?
1? No, it's level 3. No, it's level 2.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, when he has the Spirit out, it just has one little tick. So, yeah, might have actually been a kill if he had that maxed out. Still pretty darn even.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
All right, so
Yeah,
I've got a question. So
Yeah.
you mentioned you liked that smoke at that well like maybe 5 minutes ago, kind of because it felt, I guess, a little unexpected. You just sort of lose a fight, let's smoke right away and run into him. What about that same concept after a team takes Roche? You know, let's say they pick one, they've got the positioning, they kill Roche without taking a fight. Oftentimes, especially in pub games, teams will go back to farm, maybe finish up that core item. Okay, Anti-Mage needs 1,000 gold for BKB. Let's grab that, then we'll push with Aegis. Can that be an opportunity to smoke because the other team has that sense of security when you know they're not looking to fight necessarily the second they take Roche? We'll see Chives get picked off here mid, but is there any merit to that strategy, or am I just talking out of my ass?
So you're asking, okay, it looks like call bottom. Hold on.
Okay, yep, down bottom, KBH in a lot of trouble. He'll get brought down. They get the dunk, and now back mid. Mirana with the BKB. She's going to get the kill on the Elder Titan, but Ogre also going to go down. It's a 2 for 2. Pretty even exchange so far. However, the Anti-Mage is in the grave, so I think Blue Pikachu will be the victors on that one.
Oh, okay, so you're asking the team that just forfeited the Roche.
Yes.
You're asking if it's good for that team to smoke.
Yes, if you have like all 5 alive or something.
There was an old thing that people used to do. When Death Prophet was popular, DPs would ult for Roshan, right? To kill it.
Yep.
So what you would do is you would let them Roche, and then the second they like do it, you'd smoke and you'd follow them. You wouldn't fight right after the Roche, you'd follow them. And the second that DP ult runs out, boom, you go. So if there's something similar like that, like some big cooldown they use, like Rost Awards or something, I don't know. Or like, sorry. Or like they take a lot of damage doing Roche because they don't do it efficiently or something. That is something you can do.
Okay.
So, you know, you're not talking out of your ass. You're just talking out of your belly button or something. Like, you know, you're in the right field.
All right. I got you, but there needs to be something more than just they got Roach, they won't expect it. There's got to be a cooldown or some other
something.
Okay, all right, I like that. I think that makes some sense. Tiny going into Daedalus now. Looks like we could see something break out. Ogre with the stun onto the Necro, but no help nearby, and in fact, it's the Necro that's got some reinforcements. Ice Blast will not connect, and everybody will survive.
This game is going heavily in the Radiant favor. I don't know if you agree or can like see it, but like this AM should not be not highest net worth. This is not a thing. Like this Storm's gonna have like Bloodthorn. Like he has Lincolns. He can't get popped anymore by Abyssal or something. Like if he gets BKB, they don't do anything to him.
Yeah.
He has so much damage, and they have this axe call, always useful versus AM. So I do not like the position Dyer's in.
I think you summarized the role of the axe very well in this game, where I actually thought he was so far behind, the blink dagger timing was so far off that he wasn't going to be able to have an impact this game. But at this point, it doesn't matter if axe dies. All he has to do is start the fight for everyone else, and if he catches AM in there and there's some follow-up, they're in pretty good shape. And that's happened enough times now that KVH is not #1 on net worth, and this is where you pick AM to hard counter the Storm Spirit, and you look at all these fights, and the Storm is so fat now. He's level 24, 16 Bloodstone charges, and a Lincoln's. It doesn't even feel like AM counters him. AM can't even get on him. He's just zipping around the back line, killing your supports before you can drop your Abyssal Blade.
Yeah, there's definitely, it's not like some hard counter. Like, you definitely need to be ahead on AM, and Storm, obviously can't be super farmed.
Yeah.
This axe is going for Crimson Guard next, and like, this is okay, but I really need to see him build BKB. Like, he needs to build it as the next item for sure. And if he doesn't, I will be really mad. I'll probably like punch my desk.
What else could he buy besides BKB? I mean, what else is there?
He need
You gotta go
I mean, you could
Shivas or
finish
something? I mean,
Silver Edge, Shivas, Sheep, Refresher, I don't know, something like that. But making sure he gets off that call, making sure he gets off the Blade Mail and not get Yulesed or whatever, like, super important. It's good, at some point, this AM will fight with this team. And at some point, this Necro will use Yules on Axe. So, and I think we're getting to that point pretty soon. So, BKB, really nice.
yeah. Got to watch out for this Tiny, too. His Daedalus is pretty close, and he's starting to get to that point where he feels like a real carry in these fights. And if he can stick on a target, he hits pretty damn hard. We'll see a smoke into a Moonlight Shadow come out of Blue Pikachu. Kind of the same idea from Wheel. They're smoked up, or at least they were. Tiny leading the charge. Now both teams on opposite sides. Always a little bit awkward, but the Radiant Courier will get picked with a Perseverance on it. So already this going in favor of Wheel. Now a TP out.
Ooh, a TP.
They're kind of split. This could be very disastrous. Wheel looking for the catch, but Chives able to TP as the stomp is off the mark, and both sides will actually make it away pretty much unscathed. All right, tense moment, but no real climax. BKB queued up for the axe.
Very nice. Good job, Purple. Way to play. Roche is up, and the weird thing again is that neither team does it super well. I think Blue Pikachu, DD, nice hook with the DD right there. Blue Pikachu with Bloodlust, and like, they're starting to get up some big boy items on Mirana and Storm. They do it relatively fast, so I'd like to see them ward up around Roche, kind of play around there, maybe get a good axe call, and then transition it to a Roche.
I think this Bloodthorn on the Storm is going to be pretty big. Up top, KVH again caught by the axe into Mirana. They don't even need the full team. Mirana will get brought down though, but the cavalry has arrived. A double damage Storm is here. Even if they lose the axe, this could still potentially get cleaned up. Mirana on the sideline for over 2 minutes. No buyback available, and Ogre looks like he'll get left behind and also brought down. It's a 2 for 3, and what started as a big-time victory for Pikachu is now turning disastrous. Chives also going to get left, but maybe Storm zips back in. If he can turn this around, it would be absolutely massive. Stomp will slow him down. Chives misses the hook. Elder Titan using the Shrine, trying to heal back up, but it's pretty minimal at this stage as Storm zips back across and starts to clean things up the other way. In the end, it's Blue Pikachu, Storm Spirit, top in the charts, level 25, 19 Bloodstone charges.
Level 25 Storm is nasty. Like, he clears waves so fast, and he does so much more damage. This talent is ridiculous. I don't know how much like level 25 Storm you've played against, but it is really annoying.
Yeah.
Really annoying.
The leaving the dudes behind as he zips. Is there any ever situation where overload
no,
piercing?
I already know what you're gonna ask. No.
Is this one of those just 100% talents that's
yes.
just black? All right, yeah.
Yep.
I can't even think of a troll scenario where where that looks good.
Frog, you know, it's hard, man. There's like 100 and something heroes. Like, you can't make every single talent like appetizing, right? Sometimes there's a clear winner.
Yeah.
And for Storm, there's definitely a clear winner.
Yeah. And that's probably good. You know, I think sometimes bereft of choice is all right. And they keep altering talents. They're hard to keep up with. I'm looking at the Ogre talents: Fire Blast damage or 90 movement speed. It's kind of interesting.
Yo, Zayori, I think we can do a listening on one of the teams, right, man?
Oh.
I think maybe that would be really hype, dude.
That is a really good idea. All right. Who should we hop into? Do you have an idea?
Wait, if we go in there, we can't talk, right? Or is it like...
Correct. Yeah, I think we just want to listen.
Okay.
We just want to listen.
All right. Let's listen to Blue Pikachu. The Mirana's just spawning. I want to see if they play around Roche or something. If they have, like, they're talking about it.
Here we go.
Yeah. Yo, guys,
Somebody
time
join?
Black Ray
Come,
to the
come.
concert
Get a word.
lit. Yeah, we should do that right now, actually.
I'm just gonna
I'm
be.
ready.
They're all here. They're all
Oh,
here.
yeah,
They're all
they're
here.
here.
Wait. This is bad. Yeah.
Can we
There's a
just
DD,
chill?
I have DD, I
Bad
have
for
DD.
us. Bad for us.
I have ulti still.
Let Ogre die if they go on.
Yeah, Ogre has 8 centuries and a 1.
I can't jump anti-mage.
You can
so
take
that
bounties.
goes well.
I have Arcane and
Arcane.
DD, dude. I have Arcane and DD. I'm
Alright,
like really
here.
fucking strong
I
right
have
now.
Invis.
Okay, help.
I'm ulting.
Stop him.
Alright, okay, use A ulti. Use A ulti.
Yo, kill him. We can kill
Here,
him.
actually,
Nice.
I got arrow.
Good shit. Good fucking shit. Good fucking
Tiny
shit.
bot back.
Yo, they bow back. Get out.
Get out.
They have two buybacks. Shine and fight again. I have DD.
I have
Shine.
buyback, I have
Okay,
buyback.
never mind. We can't fight. We cannot fight. If AM blinks, we kill. If AM blinks, we kill him.
I'm
They
down.
blinked back.
They're fucking bad, dude.
They're gonna go Roche.
He's like, it's 40 minutes and he has no fault.
Okay.
It was good, Zayori.
Well, that was pretty cool. Good call, dude. That was the perfect time to jump into the Ant Lion listen in. That was pretty clutch. It was pretty sweet to hear how aggressively they call that. And you can tell the importance of the buybacks, right? Like, that is one thing I can say in lower tier pubs that people undervalue a lot. A team buys back and they're like, we're rolling, let's just kill them again. It's like, okay, wiping them once is one thing, doing it again is something completely different. And it was just eye-opening to see that instant reaction of, like, they bought back immediately, everyone retreat. And here we'll see some more action maybe. But, wow, that was hype. AA. Looks like he's going to connect on the Pudge. BKB gets used. I think Radiant might still have this fight. The Necro's in pretty deep. This Pudge is still alive. And now they're going to turn it onto the Necro. Indeed, he's getting very low, but they can't quite finish him off. There's that Yules on the back line. The Axe catches KVH, and they kill the Anti-Mage. Ogre now, he'll use his buyback. The Dire are hanging on. They finally lose their Necro. Storm forced to deny. AM dead for 115 as the Mirana jumps back in. A super chaotic fight, but it's Blue Pikachu that come out on top.
And just to quickly touch upon what, dude, that was actually pretty, like, I'm not even being sarcastic or, like, you know, that was actually awesome. That was really cool to listen to. Like, they're so excited. Like, dude, I remember that feeling of being just so excited about, you know, playing Dota, and, like, you know, now I'm just an old man, I feel. I've been around the block a little bit. Like, these guys, this is really important to them. This is a really big game. Listen to them, so excited. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Dude, I heard that, and it, like, made me hype. You know, I
was smiling, man. Big smile on my face because they're about to take Roche.
So they'll grab the Aegis now. Cheese will go on the Mirana, and of course Aegis on the Storm, one of the absolute best Aegis carriers you can have. Still 15 Bloodstone charges despite that last death, and now the Bloodthorn in tow. He does have a buyback available and a Sheep Stick on the way. Looking at buybacks, this is rough. Anti-Mage and Tiny both down for about 50 seconds. Neither of them have buybacks, both on cooldown. This is going to be a high ground siege, and they know that these buybacks are on cooldown. There's no guesswork here. They saw them, and they are going to feel pretty confident killing this Tier 3. They killed that Tier 3 before. It was a while ago, but now the pressure into the bottom barracks. That'll be the range that go down first. Tier 3 mid down to about 10%, and it will finally fall. This is going to be close, but they might be able to get 2 lanes here.
Storm just showing off, zipping to the base. Yeah, 2 lanes for sure. They
Lift.
have Cheese in the Mirana. They have Storm is getting this regen rune bottom. I don't know if he sees it. Yeah,
Okay. A lot of discipline here, though. They're going to play it safe. Back out, get some free gold on these shrines. What's really
Mirana
scary,
has,
though, is that we'll still have 4 minutes on these buybacks.
Yeah, buyback's super important. Storm just ball. I mean, no mana. Definitely styled on him though. You know, zip through them. Got him. Miranda has a lot of money in the bank though. I'd like to, you know, see him bring it back a little bit. You know, maybe buy this Daedalus up.
So, if you're blue Pikachu right now, like, break down the mentality for me. Is this, are you in this mentality of like, guys, we've got this, let's just not mess it up? Like, are you just waiting for one of the enemies to make that mistake that you can punish? Are you thinking, like, there's pressure on us, we need to end this game and push our advantage? Like, what would you be saying to the team right now?
Like, what I would just be saying, like, saying to myself and saying to my team is that, like, we scale better. We have the axe versus AM. Like, we just got it. It looks like they're going in.
Well, there you go. They set it up, and it's pretty much an alley-oop onto the Tiny. That's another dieback, still 3 minutes. That one really hurts, and honestly, that could be the game right there.
Yeah, they have all, like, they're so far ahead. Map control, racks, net worth, heroes. They're in such a good position.
They would have to go pretty hard to throw this one, I think. Necrophos dove deep. BKB used by Chives. This third pick Pudge proving to be quite effective here as now Derp Derp gets locked down in the trees. You pretty much called it with these picks. Not a fan of the Anti-Mage. You weren't even a fan of this second pick, Ancient Apparition. And here, 45 minutes later, Mason, it's all coming together for Blue Pikachu.
Yeah, Anti-Mage, Garbanzo here, guys. Don't pick it. Doesn't really do anything, honestly. He had like high net worth, and what do you do with it? There's nothing you can do. Just not a great hero.
Yeah. Yeah, and a couple of those times where he was caught by the axe, you know, it was a pretty good play from Versatile. Obviously, it was ready and waiting. With Anti-Mage, you expect to get caught a couple times at least, but hard to fault KVH. Felt like he played a relatively good Anti-Mage, and it was just hard to execute with. They will get a couple of kills here. Actually make it 4 as they try to push the high ground, and, well, we'll call it an even 5. Not quite megas, still a melee barracks, so maybe overstepping their bounds a little bit. That's a cool 8K net worth swing on that fight. So maybe not over quite yet. But
yeah, you know, definitely, you know, stay optimistic if you're Wheel here. You know, this Mirage could come back with basically 6K item, so that's cool. Yeah, I really like, you know, Mirage should have probably bought that Daedalus, but that's okay. There's plenty of room for air on the side of Blue Pikachu now with all these racks down and whatnot.
Yep. Looking at the win probability here, still pretty good. Wow, that was still pretty brutal, though. I mean, that's like the power of the Anti-Mage. You just get that one big mana void.
Yeah, that ET hit like a 5-man stomp too into a 4-man A blast or something as well. And now you're seeing how fun Storm Spirit is. Oh, you're just gonna go do it again. Yeah, go down mid again, man. They don't have sheeps or anything, so you can just do that. Yeah, there you go. Have some fun, man. Oh, you missed the wave, dude. Good try, you know. Try your best there.
I mean, it's all good. He can have another go here. It's like T-ball. You just keep swinging. You'll hit it eventually.
Sadly, though, the backdoor protection is now not on, so
yeah,
it shouldn't matter too much, though. It shouldn't matter too much.
I mean, there's creeps still in the enemy base. I guess I shouldn't say enemy. The Dire base pushing in. They will use the glyph for a little bit of extra siege. So Wheel are kind of forced back.
Just some range creeps beating down this tier 4. Looks like it's about to go down.
They're actually gonna get it. Oh wow, 36 HP. AM is here. Whew. Tiny with a BKB coming. Now the buybacks have cooled down. The Ancient Apparition hasn't, but they've got it on the big boys, the AA, or the AM rather, and the Tiny. So they could, in theory, delay this for a while. You know, Blue Pikachu are going to have to wipe them and then potentially do it again. Roche situation, still a couple minutes on him.
Yeah, just if you're a Blue Pikachu here, you just kind of calm down, play the map a bit. You're in like no rush. You can definitely play the map and kind of wait for next Roche, or maybe play around a ward or something. Don't need to you shouldn't feel desperate at all. That's what I'm trying to say for Blue Pikachu.
Yeah. Some other big items on the horizon. Pudge looking for a Hex. Axe is, well, I think he's got his BKB. I think it's coming out on the courier. Yeah, there it is. So
nice pickup.
He gets it. Better late than never. 50 minutes in. I mean, it's only a 6K net worth lead right now. It's actually a pretty small margin.
Yeah, AM's a little deceiving in that regard, though.
Why? Because he soaks up all that farm?
Yeah, he's not he doesn't pack that heavy of a punch. Like right now, look at him, man. He's got like a hard Abyssal, Battle Fury. Like these aren't no Blood Thorns or Nullifiers. Like you're not getting in there and popping someone. But this DD rune is kind of just chilling here. I wonder if they actually know if that's chilling here.
Daedalus finally picked up by the Mirana now. Moonlight Shadow. So Potom at this point, though, level 25, the Moonlight Shadow talent. This thing feels game-breaking. This is one I've played against a number of times, and it's pretty obnoxious. It just sort of feels like your team has almost permanent invisibility. Even if the enemy team has gems and sentries, there's a lot of pressure on them to maintain that vision. It adds to their cost, reduces their economy, and it's just so easy for you. It just makes Moonlight Shadow a no-brainer that you can use pretty much any time it's up.
Yeah, I think this talent is insane. I think it is absurd. Even with the gem, like you said, it's still so annoying. You have to be constantly aware of what they're doing and where they are, and you just feel so uneasy playing versus it. You just feel uneasy.
Yeah, that's the perfect word for it. Changes your mentality. Storm Spirit, he's getting pretty close to slotted. He's actually ditched his boots at this point. Going for the BKB next. This is always a good feeling when you can get this late in the game, be ahead, and then pick up the BKB and you use your 10-second charge at 55 minutes or something. Gives you a pretty easy route to seal the deal.
Yeah, I like this late excuse me, late BKB pickup. It's good for him. Roche about to when's Roche respawn here? 55 seconds. All right.
Both Storm
should be a Radiant's Q to kind of go. They have complete control of this Roshan. Dire has to be aware that Radiant's playing around Roche, but it's so hard. These creeps just keep constantly pushing in their base. It's so hard to push these creeps in and connect to Roche at the same time.
BKB also picked up on Anti-Mage. Obviously, pooling gold for buyback here. Very important. Definitely at that point where you're going to want some BOTs. Bounce around the map a little more easily. Things kind of turning into a stalemate here as they move out. Wheel looking for the catch. Not going to be able to grab the Mirana right away. BKB's popped aplenty, but KVH the one that's locked down, and it's a dead Anti-Mage. Mirana does end up going down, both buy back. Now the fight continues. Wheel running pretty low on resources, trying to chase down Chives. He does not have much left and will get decapitated. On the sideline for 140 seconds, does have a buyback, but a great play from Wheel to jump out of the base like that. Now, I don't know if they can grab Roche, but it at least makes things a bit more interesting and stops Blue Pikachu from just walking into the pit. Moonlight Shadow.
At this stage of the game, it's so important as to who gets the jump, and Marana got jumped there, but they have Moonlight Shadow and Axe, and like they should better map control. They should not get jumped. So a mistake was made on Radiant's part. Dire's walking with the rush.
Definitely feels risky, but a worthy one.
Oh my god, he got arrowed.
Great arrow. Now the buyback on the Pudge. They jump in onto the anti-mage. The Ogre gets brought down immediately. This Axe is doing some work. KVH dies as they lose the Elder Titan as well. Everybody with a buyback is using it. Roche is still standing as the storm zips about. Radiant burn all 4 buybacks, but they get a couple of much-needed diebacks on the Dire. Derp left behind. Should get finished off here. Glimmer Cape about to expire. The anti-mage on the sideline for 100. A ridiculously chaotic fight with big economic damage on both sides. But it is Blue Pikachu that managed to come out the victors and walk into the pit. Let's take a look at the team fight recap. Negative 1,800 on both sides. 3 buybacks apiece. Make it 4, actually. Ancient Apparition not showing here.
Dude, that arrow was nasty. Actually, if they didn't hit that arrow, I don't know what would have happened, honestly, because this Pudge was not buying back. And it looked like they were just going to give it up or something.
Yeah.
But that arrow connected, and again, KVH dies like twice, basically, without using BKB. He got his BKB off at the very end, but it was just too late. Like, he's just already dead.
Yeah. So, this is actually turning into one of those weird game-breaking Dota games where now we've got literally every single buyback on cooldown, and all of them within a minute and a half of each other. The earliest ones will be Anti-Mage and Mirana in about 5:20. Latest is going to be Ancient Apparition in 7 minutes. So both sides now have to be so careful. These next kills are going to be telling. They're going to jump in onto the ET. Chives getting very low. Storm Spirit coming back to life now after losing the Aegis, doing a lot of damage, but this feels risky. It's a dieback for the Pudge. Versatile drops the call and catches Brink, and now it seems like it's Wheel that are running out of resources. The dunk comes onto Derp. Hex onto the last remaining member in the Necrophos. AM will respawn, but it seems worth it. They lose their Pudge as well as the Aegis, but pick up 3. So they've got 100 seconds now of a 4v2. Anti-Mage gets caught again. Nowhere to go, and they will have the CCs. That's going to be the nail in the coffin. And Mason, after all that, it'll be Blue Pikachu that take game 1 in this 2-game series.
Yeah, you know, Blue, Ray Lisa, Pixel Eater, realizing he has the Aegis, and just goes in, makes them burn a lot of spells on him, and yeah, War of Attrition, you know, he comes back and they kind of just, you know, take it from there.
Pix Leader. All right.
Pix Leader, yep.
Wow. That was one hell of a Dota game. You know, sometimes you see games like that that are back and forth, and you just think at the end, you know, both teams kind of played poorly, and that's why it was so back and forth. And this one I felt was kind of the opposite, right? Like the Anti-Mage had a pretty tough game, but then they had these moments where he really shined. They had their crowd controls together, and Blue Pikachu, maybe the underdogs in terms of notoriety with player name, knowing their limits, getting things together with this Axe, and making one hell of a show. I mean, that was really a tight game for 45 minutes.
Yeah, everyone played pretty well. I think maybe KVH should have like not died so much, but that's so easy to sit here and say, right? Like,
yeah,
playing versus Axe and whatnot. But like maybe Wheel should have like done a little bit better job protecting him. Like maybe once this Necro got Yules, like maybe don't farm so much and kind of sit behind this guy, or try to sit behind this guy or something. But yeah, overall it was a pretty good game.
And I think the only other criticism I would have, I think that Elder Titan really struggled. I think that pick had its moments in this game. You could see it in the team fights, and there were a few like big stomps, big AA ults, and kind of almost looked like it would come together. But I feel like we also saw the weaknesses of this hero, and when he falls behind, he's, I don't know, he's clunky at times, I think. Similar for the Ogre. Tough game for the Ogre, that match. Poverty mode all the way, 1 in 15. Oof. Brutal.
Brutal stuff indeed.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, and then game number 2, our final match of the day, Blue Pikachu and Wheel Wreck. We'll see if vengeance will be found or if Blue Pikachu 2-0 this thing. Stick around, because we're coming back after this break.